Hey guys, it's time for a new episode of ABA One on One.
Open up, yeah. Open up now. Open up. Open up, yeah. Open up. Open up now. I give a damn dog, give him a bone. Give a damn dog a bone. I give a damn dog, give him a bone. Give a damn dog a bone. I give him a bone. Damn dog, give him a bone. Give a damn dog a bone. I give him a bone. I give a damn dog, give him a bone.
The best way to keep up with everything happening around here at ABA 101 is to join our monthly newsletter. Just for joining, we give you $230 worth of free gifts from our sponsors once you confirm your email address. You can unsubscribe at any time, but why would you? Just go to our website, www.aba101.club, scroll to the bottom of the page, and subscribe.
The American Basketball Association is the largest pro league in the world. Some great opportunities for team ownership are available, and the cost may surprise you. If you've ever thought about team ownership in a pro league, give us the opportunity to help make it a reality. Reach out to us for more info. For USA teams at www.abaliveaction.com. In Australia, go to www.abaleagueaustralia.com.
Hey guys, welcome to another ABA 101. We got the boys back in the house. We're also going to be making a couple of really cool announcements here. Pretty soon we'll announce it. And what we'll do is the first 5 people, once we make this announcement, you'll sign up for our newsletter on aba101.club. And the first 5 people will get chosen to be on live with us and ask Rick, Brian, and myself any questions about the game or the sport or nothing about our personal lives, because we won't go there. And that should be really cool. And down the track, we're going to also have a nice roundtable discussion with some former basketball players about Michael Jordan. Well, I shouldn't just make it all about Michael Jordan, but about the Chicago Bulls' last dance, which I know every one of us is watching, so that should be really cool as well. And with that, let me say hi to Brian and Rick. Welcome to the show, guys. Here we are once again. Let's do it.
How we doing, guys?
We're
All right,
kicking.
Brian, how you doing, man?
Yeah, good, man. Good.
Let's get this party started.
Let's dive in. I'm with you.
Let's dive in. All right, Rick. Well, lead off, man. You know, you're the elder statesman here.
The elder statesman, yeah.
Yeah.
The older you get, the better you were.
There you go. So grab the bull by the horns, brother.
Right.
What are you gonna lay on us this week?
Well, first of all, I'd just like to say thanks again to CJ as I did this week and all the ABA brass for allowing this stuff to happen, giving me this opportunity. It's been it's quite an opportunity for me. I like doing stuff like this. What I also wanted to mention, last week I was talking a little bit about philosophy and jobs and networking and whatnot. And one thing I didn't bring out I went back and looked at my notes. When you're going for jobs or anything along those lines, you can't be afraid to be told no. You can't fear rejection.
Oh yeah.
All that's a part of the preparation for the interview process. If again, we're talking about getting jobs and keeping jobs and what happens when you don't have a job. I'll mention that too, but you just can't be afraid, for rejection, because that's a part of life. I'm not going to get into stories. I was trying to get a job with an NBA team a few years ago, and the guy that I was talking to, I sent him a letter. Didn't get a response. I said, okay. So I got a pair of shoes. I wear a size 14. And I took my left shoe and put it in a box and mailed it to him. And the caption read, "I just want to get my foot in the door." And I get a response back from him. He said, "What in the HEL? You sending me a shoe?" I said, "Well, this is what the caption said. I want to get my foot in the door. That's all I want to do. Just give me a chance." So anyway, well, with that being said, like I said, about rejection, I didn't mention that last week, and I just wanted to touch base on that this week.
Yeah.
Go ahead, CJ. Sorry.
No, man. We're agreeing with what you're saying. You know,
Yeah.
like all of us.
What-
All of us have gone out there for coaching jobs and balling jobs, and you know, you get that kind of, you know, people look at you, oh yeah, you know, and then nothing happens, you know. So it's all part of the game.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You know,
it is.
next week, that may be one of my topics of talking about jobs, because I got some stories to tell about getting jobs and not getting jobs. And some of this
Okay.
that people do to get jobs, it's incredible. But what I was going to talk about a little bit this week is about philosophy, how you perceive things, values. We talked a little about goals and objectives, things of that nature. But, you know, and I was thinking today as I was driving, I do most of my thinking when I'm driving. Maybe that's not a good idea, but, you know, your core beliefs, what you grew up with, what you were taught from parents, they don't really change.
No.
Well, they shouldn't change. I mean, if you come up in a good family or you know, what you believe, and that doesn't change. Now, things that you do changes, your philosophy, you know, your adapt, the way you perceive things, you know, whatever experiences you have in life, that changes.
Yeah.
And it changes periodically. I was thinking, you know, most of the successful coaches, and Mike Krzyzewski is one of the ones, a prime example of that. And there's many others too, because he's the most recognizable. He's adjusted and adapted with the times. You think he goes back to like 1980 when he had Jay Billis and Johnny Dawkins, when he put that team together. That was a documentary in itself. But he's adapted and adjusted the times. I remember when he said those one and dones. Oh no, never do one and dones. It's not fair to the kid. Bada boom. Well, John Calipari goes out and gets about 10 one and dones every year. And all of a sudden, Mike Krzyzewski's philosophy and started changing. Now all of a sudden, he's taking it, you know, the one and done, Zion Williamsons and the R.J. Barretts, and you know, just he adapts with change. That's why he's successful.
Yeah.
And in my opinion.
Well, see, that was to my point when I was saying I think it was last show, about being able to reinvent yourself every year, because the game changes every year. The players change every year. The thought process changes every year. The skill level changes every year, you know. And to your point with the one and done, today's game, I like to say that we're living in a quickening. Okay, when I talk to players that I coach or speak to, I always tell them about the quickening. Today, we want things right now because we have internet access, and you can be halfway around the world in an instant. I mean, look at us. I'm in Melbourne, you know, TJ's up in Sydney, you're in Florida. We're right now connected on this same platform in an instant. And today's athletes kind of want that same thing. So the better athletes, they're not waiting for the education, or they're not waiting for, you know, that whole learning curve and learning process that it takes to become an elite athlete. They want to go right now. Everybody wants to be in the NBA right now. Everybody wants to play professional basketball right now, or any professional sport for that matter. You know, when they turn 17 and 18, that's when they get antsy. It's like, why go to college when I can go make money? But this quickening, I always like to say to these athletes, yeah, you can get the answers on Google. You can go watch a YouTube video. That's great to do that. But you cannot find the answers for yourself unless you put the work in. There's no way that you're going to find out how good you are unless you actually put the work in. And it's not going to come from Google or anything like that. So to your point, we as coaches, we have to adjust to those athletes. You know, I remember coaching athletes in the past where, hey, they took on that learning process. They engulfed that learning process to try and get better. As to where a lot of the athletes I coach today, they're not trying to hear it. They see someone else at 17, 18 getting $1 million. Well, I'm 17 or 18. Why can't I get it? Well, because you haven't put in the same work as that person, or you haven't adjusted enough to compete with today's game.
Yeah,
That's my view.
Well, you know, the word I think you were looking for, the word instant gratification. They want,
Yes.
and they want it now. But you know what, though? They're a reflection of society. Because you go on late night TV, which I do a lot. I'm up watching games on ESPN. Come on there, you know, you take this pill, you lose 20 pounds,
Yep.
you gain muscle mass, you know, you're all this stuff Frank Thomas is doing. I don't know whether y'all get that commercial over there or not, that Agenus thing about the testosterone and all that stuff. Yeah, you know, but they want it now. They don't want to have to go through the process. And I'm a big believer in the process. You got to go through the process if you want to be successful long term. Short term, you may be able to, you know, smoke and mirrors, we used to call it. You may be able to disguise it short term, but over the period of time, you're going to get exposed. There's no question about that. And you know, that's just in my opinion. I think that's. But you know, again, the athletes. But again, we talked about this earlier. They're one of the first shows about the numbers, the percentages, the chance of a kid making it to the NBA. Or making it to any level where making it for a living, where they're doing it for a living. It's remote. It's remote. I'm telling you, I don't know what the odds are, but it's almost astronomical for you to make it to that level. But again, that if you don't make it to that level, it doesn't make you a failure. You just come up with plan B.
Yep.
Yeah. And that's a great point. A lot of them nowadays, they don't have a plan B.
Yeah.
You know, that's the one thing I always try to, I guess, teach these young players that's looking for that opportunity to go play college basketball. And my thing to them, if you do get the opportunity, it's about the education first. That's what it's about. Get the education and then pursue the basketball. Because if the basketball doesn't work out, you're going to have to fall back on your education. And that's what's most important, because that's what's going to get you through life is what you learn. And, you know, some of them get the message, some of them don't.
Yeah, agreed. Yeah, we kind of experienced that too. I had a couple of friends, a guy named Matt Carroll at OSU, my age, you know, back in the day. He was always on TV, prep player of the week and all this. We knew he was going. We knew he was going to make it. And this guy all of a sudden gets hurt right before they get to the finals, and that was it. You know, and it took him several years before he decided to put a little coaching thing together and start trying to help kids. You know, he had no plan B, you know, and I've seen that happen, you know, and players just go down. You know, the fighters get back up, but some just, that's it, they're out.
Yeah. I always kind of amused that guys, because I heard some coaches talk on this one time in the clinic, you know, everybody, you ask anybody, do you want to win? Do you want to win? And give me somebody that says, no, I don't want to win. I just want to go out there and have fun and play and get exercises. Sure, everybody wants to win. That's a given. But how many people want to go out there and put the time and the effort and the work in to getting it done? I used to make that with my kids, and when I was coaching at the Division I level.
Yeah.
You know, I like to have a quarter. Not much, I'm not greedy. For every shot that Michael Jordan, or just about any, but we'll use Michael Jordan because he's right now with the show on the
Last Dance.
Last Dance. For every shot that he's taken by himself in the gym in his life, you never have to work again. A quarter. For every shot that Michael Jordan has taken in a gym by himself in 30 years or whatever, how long he played, or 20 years, 25 years, whatever. But it's phenomenal. Putting the time and the effort in the gym. You get out what you put in. If you don't put nothing in, chances are, unless you're extremely talented, you're not going to get much out.
Agreed.
But again, most of this stuff is pretty common sense. But again, common sense is not always common.
Yeah.
You know, one of my favorite things, you know, oh, it's common sense. Well, no, maybe not. It may not be common. It may be common sense to you, but unless someone else has had those same experiences, it ain't common sense to them.
That's right. That's right. Oh, man, it's
Didn't mean to get on a roll there, but sorry.
no, bro. Keep going, man. Keep going.
No, I'm good.
No, we totally get what you're saying, and you know the focus. You know, when you're playing the game, you know it has to be on a few different things. Like Brian was saying, it's changed so much. You have to reinvent yourself, and if you're not reinventing yourself and you're not focusing on yourself as a brand and as a player, your core values, like you said earlier, that can't be taught. Those you have to come to the game with. But then you have to get smart and realize your brand, no matter what level you are at the game, and you have to treat yourself like a product, and be focused and get in there and do what needs to be done if you want to get to the next level. That's why I like the guys like Kobe and people that just used like Larry Johnson back in the day, that everyone else would go home and they'd still be in the gym, and that kind of dedication is what's needed to be
Larry
a great
Johnson,
player.
Great name. I tried to recruit him he went to Odessa Junior College in Texas. You know, Larry Johnson, he think he's from Dallas. No, he's from Texas.
I'm an Oklahoma boy, so I know that.
Oh, yeah, well, good. He's from, to be more specific, he played at Skyline High School in Dallas under J.D. Mayo. I had
Skyline High School
players. And here's another little trivia for you, in case you're ever on Jeopardy. Michael Johnson. You knew Michael Johnson is, right?
Yeah.
He's also a product of the same high school, man.
Oh, there we go.
In Dallas. Numerous state championships. Evan Kimball.
Yeah.
Anyway, I got off the subject a little bit there, but I think that's important.
Larry Johnson was a hard worker, and it showed. When he was in his prime, he was on everything.
Oh, yeah.
Skyline High School. That's interesting. I mean, I took my senior boys here from Australia, and we went down to Texas, and we played in this tournament outside of Dallas, and we actually played against Skyline High School.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and they have the one kid now. What's his name? He plays for Kansas. He's the guard, number 0. He wears 0, and he might be in his senior year coming up this year, or he was just finished his junior year at the University of Kansas. Like, he plays for Kansas. I just can't. The name just escapes me right now.
Yeah.
But it was him and this other 6'9" kid. Now, my boys, granted, this is a funny story. I'll keep it short. My boys were standing around on the sideline, and we were watching the game before us. And then walks this group. They were about 6'8", 6'9", 6'9", 6'7", 6'5". I think the smallest dude on that team was about 6'3". And the tallest guy on my team was about 6'6". My boys looked at that group and was like, "Oh my God, is that who we're playing?" And we're like, "Yep." And needless to say, we actually played a great game. I mean, we kept it close throughout the first half, third quarter, but then that size and speed and too much pounding on the boards got the best of us in the end. But
it wore down.
We got wore down. We did. We got wore down. And you know what was interesting, though, Rick? During the game, the referee walked over to me, like one of their players was shooting free throws. And the referee walked over to me and said, "Coach, I love it." And I said, "What do you mean?" "I love the way your boys play basketball. They play it hard, they play it fast, and they play it fundamentally sound. I take my hat off to you."
Yeah.
And I said, "Thank you." And we just kept playing the game. But Skyline High School, a great program.
That's all you want to hear when you're a coach. That's all you want to hear.
Yeah. So it was
another
good.
quick quick little anecdote to that. I used to be a part of this group in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. It was a beach ball classic, and they get probably 4 of the top 10 teams in the country every year to come play in this tournament. It was like 16 teams. I mean, it was a who's who over the years. It went from, Kobe played in it, Garnett played in it, Stackhouse played. I mean, it was like every year there'd be 8 or 10 guys who were high-level Division I players. That's who they recruited. If a team had somebody, Vince Carter, Mainland High School, they come up and played in it, and it was amazing. They'd always invite a couple teams, 1 or 2 teams from Kentucky, and Kentucky would come in notoriously, be small, undersized, mainly a lot of Caucasians. They would just unbelievable. But they would come in and the crowd would kind of snicker when they would see them out running their 2-line layups, and they're laying it up jumping off the correct foot. Everything was just fun. Down the other end, you got Jimmy Jackson, you got Kenny Anderson, you got and they're dunking, they're throwing alley-oops each other and doing reverse dunks, and the crowd is just going crazy. But you're looking down at this little Kentucky high school team from Kentucky, Tate's Creek. I mean, Richie Farmer was their man.
Mm-hmm.
And they're going to get run out of the gym. This is going to be hilarious. They just going to stay around and watch this. This thing's going to be over by the first 5-10 minutes of the game. They came out there, those kids from Kentucky. They run that shuffle offense. They run it. They turn it over. No shot clock, of course.
Yep.
Those guys from these big high schools in Philadelphia and Cleveland and New York, they're just getting schooled. They have no clue how to guard these guys. They're backdoor, they're shooting layups, and you can tell they're getting the more they get behind and more embarrassed they get, the more frustrated they get. So now they start fouling. They went to the finals of the tournament. It was unbelievable. Now all of a sudden the crowd changes from the big team, the one with all the athletes, to this team because they're so fundamentally sound. They probably didn't have the 3 or 4 guys on the team could dunk. But I'm going to tell you, it was beautiful to watch. That's basketball. That's poetry to watch that.
So that's what I appreciate. That's what I always tell it, and that goes back to your point about the process. Go through the process. Learn how to play. There's so many athletes today that are gifted. Jump out the gym. That reverts back to a thing that Pat Riley said years ago. When they were talking about young athletes coming up, Pat Riley made the comment that, some of these kids, they don't know how tall they're going to be. These kids are in school and they're patterning their games after the Michael Jordans of the world. And they want to, be like Mike, jump like Mike, dunk like Mike, but they don't know how tall they're going to be. And he said, one day you're going to start seeing these athletes come out and they're going to be 6'10", 6'11", 7 foot and have those same skills. Yeah. Then what? And that's kind of what's happening right now. These kids are patterning themselves after these great ones like a Jordan and a current day LeBron and things like that. And, they're coming out with the size of a Kevin Durant at 6'11", 7 foot, who can shoot it, like a guard and handle it, pass it. Unbelievable body control. It's these athletes are amazing, but again, some of these athletes, even though they got all that talent, fundamentally they struggle, and those are the ones who really don't make it.
Oh, yeah. Well, a lot of them can dominate at that level, at that age, at that period of time. But what happens is, as they get older, and the level of competition increases, they go from. I tell kids all the time, you got to be able to use the left hand as well as your right, because you're gonna get scouted. The higher you go, when you go from high school to college, and then hopefully to the pros, the people will be sitting in the stands watching you. If you can't go left, guess what? You ain't going right.
Exactly.
I'm just saying though, they got to learn. They got to learn how to adjust. My favorite thing is adjust and adapt. You got to adjust to the situation. You got to adapt.
Yes, indeed.
We haven't dropped our hint yet, have you, CJ? Because I'm ready to go.
Oh, hey man, look, it's all good. But yeah, man, hey, look, we follow you on that one. it'd be cool. Like I said, we're gonna make this more intense, and down the track, we're gonna actually have a couple of players online with us for this as well. So it'd be good to hear the interaction between you and the players, and what guys that have actually been out there in the ABA doing it. So that I'm looking forward to getting that going next. But we do while we have a couple of minutes left, probably got about 7 minutes left here. We do want to hear your story of the week.
All right.
We live for this. Everybody, this.
Let's not be overly dramatic here. But
as long as it's not another story about you being a plumber, we're okay.
No.
So all right. So try to make it quick, Rick. Couple minutes left on here, bro.
All right, we're good. I heard this one. Matter of fact, last night. I don't know whether you guys are familiar. Don Shula, legendary football coach for the Miami Dolphins, passed away.
Oh yeah, we know.
But I was listening to some of the stories. He had this one story, and I'm crying. I'm laughing so hard. He was having problems with players missing curfew, and so they went somewhere, a road game, and they checked in the hotel, and they're gonna play the next Sunday or whatever. And so right before bedtime, he had midnight curfew. Right before bedtime, he goes down to the front desk where the valet is, and with a football and a Sharpie. And he gives it to the guy. He says, listen, here's the deal. Here's a football and Sharpie. Anybody that you see come in after midnight, get their autograph. All right. So the next day, they get on the bus going to the stadium, and he's got that football in his hand with those 12 names. And he says, guys, just make y'all aware, these 12 guys here, when we were giving out autographs last night, you'll be sitting out the first half of the game.
Wow.
Is that ingenious or what?
That's great. That is a great one.
See, this is why we like to hear from the masters.
Yeah, I like getting their autograph. Anybody comes in after midnight, get their autograph.
Oh my God, that's a good one.
And I bet the players would have been happy to give it to him as well.
Oh yeah.
Oh hell yeah! You could see that. You could just see that happening. Yeah, man. What's your name? What's your name? Yeah, cool. Oh my God. Hey Rick. Hey, you. I love it. You're keeping it going, man. You're keeping it going. That's real good. Hey guys, we really like to thank everybody for being on here. Everyone listening, don't forget. We are going to try to have a round table about The Last Dance. We're also going to try to have a few guests on, like signing up for our newsletter. We'll make a big announcement about that real soon. And Brian and I have been working hard on this, and his young man as well. We're trying to get our own little gym set up in NBA 2K20, just customized for the ABA. So we'll be throwing down some challenges and streaming that live once we get going. So there should be some real exciting times, because now we can get back in the gym even with this COVID thing happening. So it'd be pretty cool. But I'd like to thank both you guys for being on again.
Yep. Well, not to just drop a quick little teaser here. I got 2 NBA guys, one of which played 19 games against Michael Jordan, with 3 NBA championships. So he's going to be one of my guests.
Okay, good. There we go. That's what we
he's to be nameless right now.
That's good. All right.
Okay.
Awesome.
Okay.
Awesome. Okay.
Fantastic.
And he's already told me he'd love to come on.
Okay. So if I got Phil Jackson, then we're not going to cancel each other out, are we?
No. Phil, Phil I don't think he have Zoom in Montana.
Phil Jackson.
I don't think he got internet in Montana.
Phil don't take nobody's calls these days, bro. All right, guys. Well, Brian, it's cool, man. Glad you're on. I know how crazy it is over there in Melbourne. So, you know, with what you got going on now, I tell you. But anyway, and Rick, once again, great. You know, we love hearing all your mad stories, man. And
great chat, man.
Yeah, we'll keep doing this. Like we said, I know we only have. I got to tell you guys real quick, and then we get out of here. We have it's pretty good. We actually have 460 people that listen to the show. Woo!
Wow.
So I'm pretty
Cool.
proud about that. I know it's taken us a while, you know. People got to realize how cool we are, and then like 5 years from now, everybody be like, "Man, you got to be listening. Check these dudes out," you know.
Word of mouth.
Yeah.
Word of mouth.
That's it.
So let's just keep doing what we're doing and keep putting it out there and keeping it about basketball. So guys, thanks a lot, and we'll do it again next week.
Oh, yeah, I
Cool.
appreciate it. I'm going to give you a call, CJ.
All right, man. Hit me up. You know that.
Okay.
All
You
right,
guys
guys.
take care.
All right. Take care, man.
Yeah, Rick.
Thanks a lot, guys. Thanks.
All right.
Okay.
All right. Peace.
Peace.
Like what you hear on the show? Got a project, new business, or event you want to get the word out for? Then become an ABA 101 sponsor. We have some really cool packages and we can fit any budget. The ABA has a huge fan base with reach in many local and international communities. For more information, just go to our website, www.aba101.club. Well, that's going to do it for this week. Remember, you can keep up with every episode by subscribing via our website. Follow us on social media and tell your friends about us. Next week, new guests, more basketball tips, more basketball stories about the game we all love. Till then, be safe and keep your eyes on the ball.
I give a damn doc, give him a bone. Give a damn doc a bone. I give a damn doc, give him a bone. Give a damn doc a bone. I give him a bone.